Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell y'all something right now, men. Oh, we are a trip. See, we don't always say what we feel, but baby, we show it every single time. Now, women, y'all got this thing where you want the man to spell it out. Do you love me? Am I the one? Where is this going? But let me tell you, a man could be crazy in love with you and still struggle to put it into words. Here's the truth. When a man finds that one woman who makes his heart skip, his brain scramble, and his pride take a seat in the back row, oh, you'll know. He ain't gonna post a poem on Instagram. He ain't about to sing you a love song on TikTok. No, no, no. Men got their own language, and it's all in the signs. And that's what we're talking about today. He can't say it, but these 6 signs prove you're his weakness. By the time we're done tonight, you're going to know exactly how to spot the clues. The way he rearranges his schedule just to see you, the way he remembers the tiniest details about you, the way he can't stay mad at you longer than 2 hours. This ain't just about romance, y'all. This is about recognizing when you've got a man whose soul has chosen you, even when his words ain't caught up yet. And when you learn to read those signs, to know your worth and stand in that power, baby, that's when the game changes. So buckle up. Because tonight I'm giving you the blueprint. Sign 1, he makes times, not X's. A man's time is his most valuable currency. It doesn't matter how rich he is, how busy his schedule looks, or how important his meetings seem. Time is something you can't buy back. And when a man chooses to give that time to you, that's your first undeniable sign you are his weakness. Here's the truth. Men are experts at making excuses when they're not truly interested. They'll hit you with lines like, work's been crazy, I've been super busy, or my personal favorite, let's catch up soon. Let me break that down for you. If he wants to see you, he will. If he truly values you, he will make time, not look for it. I've seen men drive hours after a long, exhausting day just to spend a few quiet moments with the woman who has their heart. I've seen men cancel poker nights, skip workouts, or push aside their own plans just to be present with her. Why? Because when you matter to a man, there's no such thing as being too busy. But let's make one thing clear. Attention is not the same as intention. Some men will give you a little time when it's convenient, just enough to keep you hanging on. But the man who's truly serious about you, he's consistent, he'll show up. It won't just be date nights or morning texts. It will be the way he checks on you during the day, drops by with your favorite coffee, or stays on the phone late into the night, even when he's dead tired. Time is a form of sacrifice. It's easy for someone to send gifts or texts, but carving time out of a packed life, that's real effort. It's him saying, you matter to me, without using those words. And often, the most powerful moments aren't in grand gestures, but in the quiet ones. Sitting beside you, no words needed, just presence and peace. So pay attention. If a man constantly has excuses, if you're always waiting for his schedule to clear, understand this, he's showing you where you stand. But if he rearranges his world to make space for you, even in small ways, that's a man who sees you, values you, and knows losing you isn't an option. When you're his weakness, he'll bend his time, his habits, and sometimes even his pride, just to show you that you are worth every second. Sign 2, he listens to you. When a man truly listens to you, that's when you know you've got his full attention, his respect, and most importantly, his heart. See, men are naturally wired to fix things, not to sit and listen. Most of the time when you start talking, his brain is already jumping ahead, looking for solutions. But when you're his weakness, something shifts. He slows down, he focuses, and every word you say matters to him. Listening, real listening, is more than just hearing your voice. It's about paying attention to what you say, how you say it, and even the things you don't say. He remembers your favorite coffee order, the story you told about your childhood, or the name of that coworker who gets under your skin. He notices when your tone changes, when you're having a bad day, or when you just need silence instead of advice. A man who listens to you isn't just trying to impress you. He's building a connection. He's showing you that your thoughts, your feelings, and your dreams are important to him. And trust me, that's rare, because a man can spend hours with a woman and still not know anything meaningful about her if he's not truly invested. But the man who leans in, who looks you in the eye, who asks questions and remembers the answers, that man is telling you, without words, you matter to me. Think about it. When you call him after a rough day, and instead of brushing you off, he gives you space to talk. That's him saying, I'm here. When you mention your dreams in passing, and he brings it up weeks later to encourage you, that's him saying, I believe in you. That kind of attentiveness doesn't come from casual interest. It comes from genuine care. And it's not just about the big conversations either. Sometimes it's the little moments that reveal the depth of his listening. He notices the songs you hum in the car and adds them to a playlist. He remembers that story you told about your grandmother and asks how she's doing. He catches the subtle shift in your mood before you even say a word. These aren't accidents. These are signs of a man paying attention to you because you've become significant to him. Listening also builds trust. When you realize you can share your fears, your insecurities, your wildest dreams, and he doesn't judge or dismiss you, that's when you know you've got something real, because men don't invest that kind of energy into someone they see as temporary. So pay attention to how he pays attention. Is he listening to reply, or is he listening to understand? The man who truly hears you, who takes the time to know your world, isn't doing it because it's convenient. He's doing it because you've captured something deeper in him. When you're his weakness, your voice isn't just background noise. It's a priority. And that, more than anything, shows you where his heart really is. Sign 3, he protects you without thinking. When a man truly cares about you, protection becomes second nature. It's not something he plans, rehearses, or even thinks twice about. It's instinct. That's because when you're his weakness, your safety, your peace, and your well-being automatically move to the top of his priority list. He doesn't need to announce it, and he doesn't need to make it dramatic. It just happens naturally and without hesitation. You'll see it in the little things first. You're walking down the street, and without even realizing it, he switches sides so that he's closest to the traffic. You're crossing a crowded room, and his hand lightly rests on your back, guiding you through safely. Somebody looks at you wrong, talks to you sideways, or raises their voice, and suddenly that man is standing 2 inches taller, eyes sharp, ready to step in. That's not ego. That's protection. A man who loves you doesn't just protect your physical space. He protects your emotional space too. He won't let anyone disrespect you, whether you're in the room or not. If someone brings up your name, he makes sure it's spoken with respect. If life throws chaos your way, he becomes your calm, your safe space, the one you know you can run to without fear of judgment. And here's what makes this sign so real. It's never about control or possession. It's not about, I own you. It's about, I've got you. There's a huge difference. Control is about power. Protection is about love. A man who sees you as his weakness understands that you are a part of his world, and that means keeping you safe in it. Think about it. When you're out together, he's aware of his surroundings. When you're upset, he steps in to handle what he can, not to take over your life, but to make sure you don't have to carry every burden alone. He's the one who checks if you made it home safe, who calls when you're on a late night drive, who stays on the phone until you're inside your house. Those are not just habits. They are signs of instinctive care. And it's not just about big heroic moments. Sure, he'll show up in an emergency, no questions asked. But the real sign is in the everyday actions, making sure you're comfortable, making sure you're safe, making sure you never feel alone when life gets heavy. That quiet, Consistent protection is what separates a man who's just around from a man who's truly invested. When a man loves you deeply, protecting you isn't optional. It's a reflex. He may not always have the right words, but his actions will speak louder. Whether it's shielding you from harm, calming you when you're overwhelmed, or just holding your hand in a room full of strangers, his silent message is always the same. You're safe with me. That's the kind of protection you don't have to ask for, because when you're his weakness, he gives it freely, without even realizing he's doing it. Sign 4, he can't stay mad long. When a man truly cares about you, his pride might be loud, but his heart, it's louder. That's why when you're his weakness, he can't stay mad at you for long. He might try. Oh, he'll tell himself, nope, this time I'm not calling first. She's going to have to apologize. But give it a few hours, and suddenly his fingers are hovering over his phone, typing and deleting a text, debating whether to call, and 9 times out of 10, he breaks first. See, here's the thing, anger and love can't live in the same space for long. When a man is truly invested in you, his connection with you matters more than his ego. Even when you've had an argument, even when words got heated, that man will find a way to bridge the gap. He may not say the perfect apology. Most men don't. Instead, it might come in the form of, hey, did you eat? Or you good? Or even a random meme sent to your phone just to make you smile. It's not about the words, it's about the action. That quiet effort to reconnect is his way of saying, I miss my peace, and my peace is you. And that's what makes this sign so powerful. When a man sees you as his weakness, no disagreement is worth losing you. Now, don't get it twisted. This doesn't mean you'll never have real disagreements or moments where space is needed. But even in those times, you'll feel the pull. His energy will show you that no matter how frustrated he might be, he's still tuned into you. He'll be the first to soften, the first to drop the guard, the first to remind you that what you have together is more important than the argument. And it's not just in the big moments, it's in the everyday ones. Maybe you teased him a little too hard about something. Maybe you forgot to text back. Maybe you even had a misunderstanding that left him quiet. But before long, you'll catch that little gesture. A text, a call, a smile, because staying distant from you feels heavier than whatever sparked the silence in the first place. This kind of reaction isn't weakness, it's strength. It takes a strong man to put his pride aside and choose connection over distance. When you're his weakness, he realizes that protecting the relationship matters more than winning the argument. And here's what's beautiful about it. The reconciliation teaches you something deeper about his heart. It shows you that he values harmony, that he wants to build something solid, something where love outweighs ego. It shows you that his care for you is bigger than his need to be right. When a man can't stay mad at you, it's because losing your presence, even for a short time, feels wrong to him. That's when you know you've touched something in his soul that pride and silence can't override. Because to him, you're not just someone he loves. You've become home. Sign 5, he shares his dreams and fears. When a man begins to open up about his dream and his fears, that's when you know you've reached a part of his heart that very few people ever get to see. Men are taught from a young age to be strong, to be providers, to handle everything silently. Society tells them that showing vulnerability is weakness. So when a man looks at you and decides to let those walls down, it's because you become his safe space. You've become the person he trusts with the most delicate parts of himself. Sharing dreams is one thing. It's exciting. It's uplifting. He'll talk to you about the business he wants to build, the goals he's chasing, the places he wants to travel. And when he does, listen closely, because it's not just about ambition, it's about trust. He's letting you see the vision that drives him, the life he imagines, and maybe, just maybe, the place you hold in that future. When a man sees you as his weakness, his dreams start to sound like we, not me. Suddenly, it's not I want to buy a house one day. It's one day we're going to have a house with a big porch and a yard for the kids. But just as important, maybe even more, are the fears he shares. When he tells you what keeps him up at night, when he talks about the mistakes he's made, the insecurities he carries, or the pressure he feels to be enough, that's a level of vulnerability most men reserve for no one. He's trusting you not to use his fears against him, not to judge him for his cracks, but to hold that truth with care. That's powerful. Think about it. Men often walk through life wearing armor, confident, composed, in control. But with you, the armor comes off. He'll let you see the human side, the part that wonders if he's good enough, the part that's terrified of failure, the part that's been hurt before. And when he feels safe doing that, it's not because he's weak. It's because you've given him the strength to be real. These conversations don't always come easy. Sometimes they happen late at night when the world is quiet and it's just the two of you. Sometimes they slip out casually, hidden in a story or a laugh. But no matter how they surface, they're sacred. They're proof that he's not just with you for fun or convenience. He's with you because he sees you as someone who can hold his truth. And here's the beauty of it. When he shares his dreams and fears, he's not just letting you in, he's inviting you to be part of his journey. He wants you to understand what drives him, what scares him, what motivates him. He's silently saying, I trust you with my heart, my plans, and even my broken pieces. When a man shares this level of intimacy, believe him. Because in his world, vulnerability isn't handed out easily. It's earned. And if he's giving it to you, it's because in his heart, you've become his peace, his confidante, and his greatest safe haven. Sign 6, his actions outspeak his words. When a man truly loves you, his actions will always speak louder than anything he could ever say. Words are easy. Anybody can talk a good game, promise you the world, and paint beautiful pictures with sweet lines. But when a man sees you as his weakness, it's his consistent actions, the quiet, steady, undeniable actions that reveal exactly how much you mean to him. A man who's genuinely invested doesn't just say, I'll be there. He shows up every time without hesitation. It's not about grand movie-style gestures or expensive gifts. It's about the everyday moments where his effort speaks volumes. He checks in to make sure you got home safe. He takes care of little things you didn't even realize you needed, fixing something that broke, filling your gas tank, or grabbing your favorite snack when you've had a long day. He shows up when life gets messy, when you're not your best, when you're tired, frustrated, or even feeling unworthy. That's when his actions tell you without a word, I'm not going anywhere. Consistency is the real love language here. A man who truly cares doesn't disappear when things get hard. He doesn't just show up when it's convenient or when everything is fun and easy. No, he stays when life tests you both. He becomes your calm in the storm, your partner in every challenge, proving that his love is steady and real. And here's the thing, men aren't always verbal creatures. They might not always say, I love you 100 times a day, but they'll show it in ways that matter. When you're cold, he gives you his jacket without saying a word. When you're stressed, he takes something off your plate so you can breathe easier. When you need support, he's right there, steady and dependable, making sure you know you're not alone. Those are the moments that tell you exactly where you stand with him. Actions also reveal intention. A man who wants a future with you will act like it. He'll include you in his plans, consider your feelings when making decisions, and make sure you know that his world isn't complete without you in it. And this isn't just about romance, it's about respect. Respect for your time, your energy, your boundaries, and your heart. Think about it. When a man truly values you, his behavior aligns with his words. If he says you're important to him, you'll feel it in the way he prioritizes you. If he says he's committed, you'll see it in the way he shows up consistently. There's no confusion, no mixed signals, no wondering where you stand. His actions make it clear. This kind of love doesn't need constant validation because it's visible. It's in the way he looks at you, the way he remembers the smallest details, the way he protects your peace without even being asked. When his actions outrun his words, you'll know without a doubt that you're his weakness. Not because he said it, but because every single thing he does proves it. And this sign is bonus. He pushes you to level up. When a man sees you as his weakness, it's not just about how much he loves being around you or how deeply he cares. It goes beyond protection, beyond listening, beyond making time. When you are truly his weakness, he looks at you and sees more than who you are right now. He sees your potential, your greatness, and the version of you that you might not even see yet. And because of that, he pushes you to level up. This kind of man doesn't just want to hold your hand, he wants to build a life with you. He understands that loving someone means wanting to see them win. So he becomes your biggest cheerleader and your strongest accountability partner. When you doubt yourself, he reminds you of your strength. When you talk about your goals, he doesn't just nod and smile. He asks questions, gives suggestions, and offers help because he genuinely wants to see you shine. And here's what's powerful. This push isn't about control or trying to change you. It's about seeing the greatness that lives inside you and refusing to let you settle for less than you deserve. He knows you're capable of more, so he encourages you to take that class, apply for that promotion, start that business, or write that book. He celebrates your wins, no matter how small, and when you fail, he doesn't tear you down. He lifts you back up and reminds you that failure is just part of the journey. This type of man challenges you in ways that feel uncomfortable but necessary. He'll tell you the truth, even when it's hard to hear, because he cares more about your growth than about keeping the peace. He'll push you to heal from past pain, to stop doubting your worth, to believe in the kind of love and success that you deserve. That's not just love, that's partnership. And here's what's beautiful. When he pushes you to grow, he grows with you. He doesn't just stand on the sidelines, demanding more from you while staying the same himself. He levels up too because he understands that true love is about building together, not dragging one person along. Together, you both rise, creating a relationship where iron sharpens iron and love becomes a source of empowerment. When you're with a man like this, you'll notice the shift in how you see yourself. Suddenly, you're braver, bolder, and more confident. You start to believe in the vision he sees for you because you can feel the sincerity behind it. He's not just telling you that you're capable. He's standing beside you, proving it every day through his support and encouragement. That's the bonus sign right there. The man who pushes you to level up isn't just in love with who you are. He's in love with who you're becoming. And he's willing to do the work, to invest the time, and to walk beside you as you step into that higher version of yourself. That's not just romance, that's legacy. Let me leave you with this. Love is not about grand speeches or perfect Instagram posts. Real love, the kind that humbles you, grows you, and changes you, is quiet, steady, and undeniable. When a man sees you as his weakness, you won't need to beg, question, or chase. His actions will tell you everything you need to know. But here's the truth, and I need you to hear me. It's not just about recognizing his love. It's about recognizing your worth. You set the standard for how you're treated. You teach people by what you accept how to love you. And when you know your value, you don't settle for halfway love. You don't tolerate empty promises. And you don't allow anyone to keep you as an option when you were built to be a priority. The signs we talked about. The time he makes, the way he listens, the protection, the forgiveness, the vulnerability, the actions, the push to level up. They're not just signs of his love. They're signs of a healthy connection, one that honors both of you. So if you see these signs, honor them. Water that love. Communicate, build, and grow together. And if you don't, have the courage to walk away. Because settling for less than you deserve is the fastest way to block the love you're praying for. Remember, you are not hard to love. You just haven't been loved right yet. The right person will not only choose you, but they will show you every single day that choosing you is the best decision they ever made. And when that happens, you'll understand real love is not about words. It's about consistent, undeniable action.